Alright, for my Switch people out there, I'm going to give you a quick update of Nintendo Direct, but specifically I want to talk about these different packs here. We have the Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, and N64 packages that are out on Switch, but recently they just announced Game Boy Advance and Game Boy. And I'll admit it, the other day when I was flying, I got pretty obsessed with Tetris from the original Game Boy, one of my favorite games for the past. But before we dive into these, there's a few things I want to mention about the Nintendo Online service. What are the prices and what do you get for that? So if you take a look here, you have a couple options. You're going to be able to have a individual or family plan. So if we look at the Nintendo Switch Online pack itself, it's $19.99 a year, which obviously is going to be pretty cheap. But you need to make sure that you are getting the expansion pack if you really want to take full advantage of what this pack has to do. If you compare the two, online play with things like Splatoon, Mario Kart are going to be included in the baseline. So as you see here, we have the two checks of what's going to be able to be included in these prices. So Game Boy, Nintendo Switch Online does work with both, Super Nintendo with both, NES with both, cloud data, Nintendo Switch Online app, which I don't know anybody that uses, special offers, blah, blah, blah. Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, those two need to have the expansion pack. So if you want to play GoldenEye, Mario 64, and these other games that are included on that, you have to have the expansion pack. If we look at the prices, $19.99 a year or $49 a year. I know that can seem a little steep, it's really actually not that bad considering that you also get the Mario Kart expansion pack, which has a lot of different courses on there. I know that we've sat there and gone through a lot and we haven't even made it through all of them yet on Mario Kart. You're getting the expansion here on Splatoon 2, expansion here on Animal Crossing, which my daughter loves, and then the Sega Genesis, which I don't know anybody who plays that either. What's going to be worth it to you? Do you care about the N64 stuff? If not, then you could probably pass on it. But for me personally, I really liked playing GoldenEye, and so for me it was really fun to use. Take a look here. One of the things I had a question about was whether or not you could play these little categories or these apps or these games offline, because when I'm traveling, I'm on the plane, I wanted to be able to dive into some of these games. So when you have these installed on your actual Switch, as you can see here, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, N64, Super Nintendo, you have to make sure that you open these up at least once a week to show that you are still a member of online subscription. It's gonna check for that. So if you leave these on your Switch for a couple of weeks, you're like, hey, I'm ready, set to go for my flight, it's not gonna work. You have to be able to log on to Wi-Fi. Now you can do that anywhere, airport or whatever, but you have to be attached to Wi-Fi, log into it, which is gonna look like this. You just select it, there we go. And here are the different games that are included in the regular Game Boy option. Alone in the Dark, don't know what that is. Game Watch, as you know, that's a little device that came out in the 80s. Gargoyles, Kirby's Dream Land, which is pretty fun. Tetris, obviously, the GOAT. Super Mario Land 2, which is okay. Metroid, and Zelda and Wario Land. Going back, what I actually thought was really fun, super nostalgic, right here, Super Mario 3. That has been a lot of fun to play. Mario Kart Super Circuit is trash, garbage. Let me know in the comments if you agree or not, but I think it's terrible. I mean, there's only 6 games so far for GBA, so you have to decide whether or not that's something that's worth it to you, because that also would have to be included in the extra expansion pack, not in the base. So you don't get access to the GBA in this. Super Mario 3 is super fun for me, and let's take a look quickly at the quality of this. This right here, in my opinion, is like the hardest level. I actually don't even, I think I beat it. I'm not sure if I beat it or not. So it looks good. I mean, it's a nice upscaled image. Let me turn this down. It feels really fun to play. It looks really good. It's super stable, super clean. Obviously, you can use emulators on different devices and things like that as well. But to have it kind of built in automatically, use it offline, and be able to experience a little bit of nostalgia is really fun. That's pretty much it. Just wanted to break down the actual membership, how you get these games, and if they're available offline, because that for me was a big question. But just kind of an overview. And if you guys want to dive in any deeper to this, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment below. Would love a sub if you guys feel so inclined. If not, no worries. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, I'll be here playing Super Mario 3. Bye. Nope, I suck.